Listeners, is that what you call them?
It's the family.
Come on.
What's up, family?
Come on now.
Period, family. I'm Kelly Perry, recent graduate of Georgia State University, aspiring actress. I have a YouTube channel.
Whoa.
This actual podcast will be featured on YouTube, so go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. The One Stop Shop. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm excited to be here. Let's get into it.
Get it right back.
Kelly so blessed, big plus XL. Kelly ain't got no chill. Kelly don't really give a fuck how you feel. Kelly ain't humble no more, nigga. Kelly got a foot on your throat, nigga. Kelly ain't humble no more, nigga. Kelly got a foot on your throat, nigga. Go, Kelly, go. Go, go, Kelly, go. Go, Kelly, go. Go, go, Kelly.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the One Stop Shop. I am she is me, it is everything. Today, I will be joining these young kings.
What's going on?
In the Rise of the Real podcast. We're going to be talking relationships. So, we're going to get the perspective from these honorable black men. And it's going to be great. Right?
Welcome to the Rise of the Real podcast. It's your boy Coach Pat, and I'm here with my brothers,
King, Mr. Bailey.
and we have a beautiful guest, Goddess Queen, Miss Kelly Perry.
Hello.
Welcome.
Very excited to be here today, you guys.
Welcome to the Rise of the Real podcast.
I love that name, Rise of the Real.
Well, thank you so much.
Because real
Appreciate
is
it.
rare.
Come on.
So it needs to be on the rise.
Hey. Let's go. Just start.
I know we got a lot of personality today.
Right.
Okay, period.
We have done a previous episode on relationships.
Okay.
You know, the whole point of this podcast was to help give males the voice that most females already have. Because
Okay.
we don't really have a group of men that we can just talk about the way we feel about certain things and
Emotions,
All that.
how to deal. And
all that. And we had a previous episode on relationships.
Okay.
So in that episode, it was some topics that we really couldn't speak on because we weren't females.
Period.
So we needed a female to come in and give their insight on
Y'all thought of me.
certain topics.
We know you're very
You're
a lot of personality.
right. You're willing to step out. And most females, they kind of shy
Right.
and they don't want to get in the spotlight. So you know.
We knew you'd be the perfect voice.
Well, I'm all ears, and like you said, I'm very outspoken. So
Since we're
any
here,
way I can help you gentlemen get it together.
we did
That's all.
bullshit, man.
Let's
get to it.
We got D. Kelly Perry in the building, man. Let's get it.
Don't leave me. Oh my God, I can't take it.
Let's
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle.
So a lot of women have this thing of niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because
So-
niggas don't be shit.
See, there you go. So why do you feel
We gotta
like
dive into that?
why do you feel like women, the majority of women, because I feel like it's mostly, why do you feel like the majority of women have that opinion against men and like what created that? You know what I'm saying? What is your view?
Well, first of all, I don't like to generalize a group of people. So I'm not going to ever say, oh, niggas ain't shit. I'm not going to say that. They're good guys. They're ain't shit guys. They're people who, hurt people.
Right.
But I just feel like as women, we have to hold ourselves accountable more because I feel like men do what you allow. We allow men to cheat, so they cheat. If every woman decided if my nigga cheat on me, it's a wrap, niggas would stop cheating. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, what I will say is that men change for the right woman. But if it was a social standard, that like that's not acceptable, it's acceptable. Women take men back all the time for cheating, being disrespectful, getting other women pregnant, all kinds of crazy stuff. A man would never do that. And that doesn't say that, all women are just phenomenal and don't cheat, because some women cheat.
Now, hold on.
But it's like, okay, I done met dudes that allow that type of behavior. just like females are not, it's like females have more of a reputation for unladylike behavior, but it's still some dudes that's doing that
for sure
in the same breath. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more balanced than people may like to see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the stereotypes and the concepts that are put behind men and women, it's just men. We ain't going for it because we known to be the ones that's cheating and having multiple options.
That's a generalization.
Generalization, right? And females are the ones that's known for holding it down.
That's not always.
But I'm saying, like generally speaking, that's the stereotype.
It is.
So people feel sorry for females. You know what I'm saying? They have they little women groups and stuff like that. But you know, when dudes get done the same way, we're not treated the same.
Maybe that's what it is, and you have to speak your truth. I just feel like I have a lot of people that I know. I talk to a lot of people. I'm interacting with people on a daily, and maybe it's because they don't want to express it to me, but I don't see a lot of guys in the same situations. And I mean, maybe it's not at the same level. Like if you cheated, you cheated. It is what it is. But you talking about homeboy got a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll never be that extreme. I feel like on our end, I've never heard that.
But
we're not never. Not that it's not possible.
Okay, but that speaks on, and I think another point that needs to be brought up is that in our culture, in the male masculine culture, that's embarrassing. So we don't really speak about, we don't talk about the things that's going on as far as our relationship. Maybe we in love with a girl and she might have did some real green shit.
Hey man,
we not finna bring that to the table.
Especially not to your homeboy.
No, that's a no go. So
who you talk about it with? Because my homegirls.
So those stories are unheard for men. On the men's side,
that makes sense.
Those stories are unheard. You know, the reason why I know, because I've been playing football with niggas. Niggas can't hide.
That count.
You can't hide your bullshit.
That count, Pat.
You know what I'm saying?
They come around and say, hey, bro, this bitch ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? They gonna let it go. That shit hurt though.
Niggas ain't going to do.
So if y'all had a female do y'all dirty, how do y'all deal with that? Since it's not socially acceptable to just be all in your feelings.
We do the complete opposite. We get out here, take our pain out on other females. That's what we do.
Subconsciously. It's not
hurt people.
Right, you're right. But
exactly
it's not intentional. It's not like we trying to go hurt a girl, but we're just more guarded. So with us being more guarded, it's easier for them to fall for us, and we not necessarily falling for them. So
once we made that commitment and that shit backfired, then we afraid to make that commitment to somebody else. So that's where the hurt come into them other females.
Well, are you communicating that with your next partner?
No.
Because that's unfair. That's unfair.
We don't necessarily know how to communicate.
Let me tell you. Let me put y'all up on game since y'all need the female perspective. When you're going into a situation, I don't feel like you have to give explicit details. You don't have to be open and completely vulnerable. I'm not even like that.
Okay.
But in a situation where I just got a relationship and it was a bad break, or whatever the situation is, they don't have to know that. But you just have to express yourself to a certain extent. Like, I'm fucking with you, but I'm not really ready for a relationship right now. Like, let me know what your intentions are. Because you can't. No, but no, you're not. Because a lot of men,
We're not for real. I'm working on that.
You get into a situation with the next woman, and you're whining and dining, and then you're having up the sex, and then she's opening up, and she feel like y'all going in the right direction.
Right.
You never said nothing about you not wanting to go there with all the actions, but then words.
No. I say this thing that I have spoken and came out my mouth and said, hey man, I'm not heading in that direction. You know what I'm saying? But from what I've heard from the female, they take my actions more seriously than my words.
That's the thing.
So if I treat you a certain way, if I treat them a certain way, they ain't gonna feel that fuck about what I say.
Right.
You know what
I think the problem that most women have is trying to change a man, myself included. If you're not ready for a relationship, baby, I can get you ready Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm phenomenal. I'm the total package.
So you feel like you can get them ready? Because
I mean,
we had this conversation last time.
She's saying that's how most women feel.
That's how you think. Okay, you know, he's not ready for a relationship right now. Okay, cool.
I
We've been talking a month. I ain't tripping. He'll be ready in photo.
So,
period. You know
so
what I'm saying?
What
like
we said last time, we was like, you can't turn a hoe to a housewife. You can't turn a hoe to a husband. You know what I'm saying? So you agree with that?
They have the one to do that.
Oh, they have the one to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is a hoe? I will give a definition.
A female has multiple baby daddies. I'm not necessarily placing her in a whole category.
But y'all like to say girl with a high body count is a hoe.
I think a hoe is just how you carry yourself. I don't think it necessarily pertains to how many baby daddies.
My shit,
respect.
No, respect. My shit go to body counts. Straight
okay.
My shit.
How many? What is it?
Over 20.
So I'm baffled at this. So at what point do you ask your bitch what your body count is?
We talked about that.
Nobody asked that.
Once I hit 23, 24, I just start asking.
Right. I'm not asking.
I don't know. You should be in and grew a little bit more than
I don't want to know.
I've asked in the past and that fucked up my whole relationship.
Well,
I'm saying, especially females that went to college.
Yeah, she done got.
I don't even know.
I don't want to think.
I don't think that body count matters.
But
for me, it's on a. It doesn't matter for a man, so why does it matter for a woman? And now, what I will say is, in terms of a hoe, I feel like a hoe is a woman with low self-esteem. You can have a high body count and still, like he said, your demeanor, how you expect me to treat you. When you just letting this nigga and that nigga he don't have no respect for you. He can't come change your tire if it's flat. That to me, that's hoe behavior. Like you don't care. You don't have any self-worth.
I understand,
but that makes sense.
But that makes sense. But you know, I've heard we just call females with high self-esteem that are just frivolously moving around. That's just a high class hoe.
Right.
It's just a high class hoe.
Right.
And those females can confuse you just because they got high self-esteem and high confidence, and you falling for that. But at the same time, it's easy for her to move from nigga to nigga. That's still a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? That would still be a problem for me.
So what's your definition of a hoe?
I don't think I have narrowed it down, but I'm listening to y'all.
I think everything.
I asked the question first, so because I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I also think it's unfair. I think that a lot of women have a learning curve, and I think coming from like you said, college. See, I was in a relationship out of college, so that saved me. But coming from being sheltered,
Say
you for what?
Making a lot of mistakes.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I
was only having sex
totally.
with one person for 3 years.
Right.
So, it was what it was. And by the time I got out of that relationship, I had evolved. I had grown. I was mature. So I didn't need to find. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's unfair to label women as hoes when they're in a phase of learning. Sometimes you don't know what you like. Sometimes you don't know,
What about high class hoes who jump from relationship to relationship and just fucking on niggas? What about that? They just doing this.
Are we talking about gold diggers or are we talking about high class hoes? It's a difference.
I'm saying high class hoe. I feel like that's what a high class hoe is.
Jumping from a relationship.
Just somebody that's
She might be romantic.
confident and they holding it though.
I think that also comes from maturity because you're talking about a female jumping from relationship to relationship. What if she really want to be in a relationship? What if she's looking for love in all the wrong places? Does that necessarily make her have ill intentions, or I'm just out here just all willy nilly?
She's immature though.
She's immature,
and that
is true.
That counts.
Okay, so at the point that she evolves,
okay, that's fine.
And then she has a body count that is not acceptable to this man. Are we still labeling her a hoe?
No, we're not saying her a hoe. But it's consequences to that behavior.
What are your consequences? What's my consequences?
A dude may not want to deal with your baggage.
So
it's consequences that come with that immaturity.
Again, at what point are you asking your bitch what's her body count? Before you hit or after?
That's not my question, because I don't ask.
I'm asking him because it matters, so I just want to know.
It's always after. Because before you don't even give a fuck.
Exactly, and that's some shit. That's some
Go ahead, talk about it.
That's some whole shit.
That's some whole shit.
You cannot court a woman, probe a woman into being in some kind of sexual relationship with you and then try to cut her off because you made her body count. Baby, you need to be asking them questions ahead of time. Don't try to add to my shit. And that's some shit too.
Okay, that's a question.
Give yourself to a man. And this has been a real problem for me as I've been single.
Okay.
You know, I think niggas have these wild expectations. Like, you know my nigga? You know my nigga? You have to either a man wants to cuff you down and have you locked up in chains, or he just want to fuck. It's not no in between where we're dating and getting to know each other, and you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
I mean,
if you're gonna ask, you need to ask before you have a sexual relationship.
So tell us the
It's not fair for you to be building with someone, and then it's one thing you don't like about them, and then it's cut off completely, because that's the problem with the body count to begin with. I thought we was going somewhere, and here you come with the fuck shit, and now I already gave myself to you. I can't even take it back. Like,
so that you just added to the problem.
Yeah, added to the body count problem. You the problem.
I understand what you're saying. I was speaking from a way that I used to think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
let's clear that up.
Okay.
He's maturing. He's
Cheers.
evolving. He's evolving as well.
Okay.
We evolve as well.
so that was the way I used to think, for sure. Like, if you had, how can I not hold myself to a certain standard, but hold you to a certain standard? So now I have to hold myself to a certain standard before I can come to you in any type of way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's I've learned that.
Right. So still to this day, are you asking women what their body count is? And if
no,
so,
because it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't.
I'm not asking you what your body count is, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of person you are. So, because I don't want them type of energies that you've been dealing with. You've been fucking on a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like y'all want to settle down at such a young age. Like, I feel like a lot of
females, right,
want to get married. They say,
Get my
question.
We ain't got time for that.
Alright, so why do y'all feel like women why do y'all have this vision in y'all head at 25, I want to be married, boom, boom? Why do y'all want to settle down so young all the time?
I don't think that's everyone's. I wouldn't generalize all women and say that everyone wants to be married by 25 or wants to be married early. But for me, it's just because when I grew up around, my parents been married 32 years, June 25th, and they got married at 23 and 24. And not to say that I have to emulate that, but you know, my dad was in the NFL. He got injured. He got out the NFL, and he was a manager at Pizza Hut. My mom was the manager at Sears. So I just feel like right now, while I'm in my grind, I would much rather grind with somebody and build with somebody than to be successful and then find my partner, because I just feel like the foundation of their marriage is they gotta have the mud together. Like when you get out the mud with somebody, can't nobody like disrupt that. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like
got a closer bond.
Yeah, I just feel like for me, it's less about the age and being married and more so the stage I am in my life. I would much rather find my partner and us get out the mud together than me be successful and then be trying to worry about prenups and this and that. Right. You know what I'm saying? My parents got the same account. Okay, my daddy dropped that check and my mom paid the bills. Like that's just what I know.
It's easy.
Right. We're gonna hop into right to the next question, and that was, why do females want to post their whole life on social media? Why do they want to show everything? Why is it so important? Why is social media so important?
I know.
And I know we gonna keep saying
the internet.
I know we keep saying generalizing, but this is like how
that's what we see. Stick with relationships.
I think it depends on the female. I know a lot of females that are in heavy relationships and don't post their nigga all the time.
Yeah.
But speaking personally, it's not that the posting is important. It's the fact that if I can go on your Instagram and see your bros and see your family and see what school you went to and what sport you played, and your whole Instagram is a photo journal of your life, and there's no indication that you're in a relationship, it becomes a problem.
But can I not keep that personal to myself?
You
can but it seems like this is being hidden.
Yeah.
If you
Respect.
I don't have to be a woman crush Wednesday every Wednesday. That's not what I don't need that at all.
You're saying shows respect.
You show a little hand, a little.
Don't intentionally avoid posting me.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
If you not on Instagram, cool, you ain't on Instagram. Right. But don't be with your homeboy smoked out, then we together and you know. No. Keep that same energy.
But let me ask you
Keep that same energy.
What if I don't have you all on my page, but you know my mama, you know my grandma,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I knew my nigga mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousins, and everything, and he was showing up fucking on the bitch at his school. I don't care. I don't know. And he made me feel like, why do you feel like it's so important? Why do you feel like it's so important? No, nobody gonna treat me in
every their
Both
mind.
of you would have stopped that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But they never had
Not at all. But he wasn't
Mm.
posting me because he was hard or something.
Right.
Like that came out.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, I don't think it changes. I don't think that it changes anything. These girls get posted all the time that's getting cheated on. Like that's a fact. But at the end of the day, the question is why do girls feel like because don't hide me?
Yeah.
Don't hide me.
You think that you can be faithful for a long period of time?
I think I can. I think I can, but it just got to be with the right person.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely
For sure, cause that right person gonna motivate you. And I've been in a situation, even though we wasn't boyfriend and girlfriend, I've been in a situation where I was totally fulfilled with that one girl. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't
Why
boyfriend
did
and
you
girlfriend.
right? Well, why did you make
You was totally fulfilled and shit.
See,
What
this
the
is
fuck happened to you?
nah. This is
a little bit too personal.
Rise up, rise up, keep it real. To hear our full discussion on relationships, go ahead and subscribe to Rise of the Real podcast now.